Okay, Dougie, we are finally live here, and we're doing some checks and stuff like that. So we are live now, right?
We are live.
Okay. Now I don't know where you guys were hearing audio from before, but we had a couple of messages or a message or whatever that you could hear audio, but we weren't even turned on, and there was nothing showed up that we were ever on live this morning until right now. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And welcome to Live and Local Real Talk. We just do a little housekeeping in here very quickly. And I don't know what you were hearing. I have no clue.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what? Okay. But anyway, we're doing a little bit of checking here to find out what's cooking. We had a little housekeeping stuff to do in here this morning. Things are going apparently pretty hot and heavy up there in Washington, but we're going to do some local stuff here first. A deadly wreck in Morehead City earlier this year has resulted, believe it or not, in the grand jury indictment of a man on a second-degree murder charge. 33-year-old Cody Schultz also faces charges that include 3 counts of aggravated felony serious injury by vehicle, felony flee to elude arrest with a motor vehicle, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, driving while impaired, reckless driving, speeding, failure to maintain lane control, failure to stop at a red light, driving while license revoked, open container of alcoholic beverage, and possession of marijuana. A lady in that wreck was killed, Sue Ellen Leonard. The woman, her husband Nathaniel, and 2 of their 3 children were in their Toyota Tacoma at an intersection in police said Schultz was seen driving, refused to stop, leading police on a short chase. According to police, Schultz's vehicle hit first one vehicle, then struck the Leonard's pickup truck. Mr. Leonard and 2 of the couple's children were injured. Schultz is in jail awaiting a court appearance. His bond is set at $1 million. He was on a high-speed chase. He hit a car, hit one vehicle, then hit another vehicle, the pickup truck, and the lady was killed.
It's very sad.
What a sad thing.
Sad.
That happened earlier in the year, and it got before a grand jury, and it just happens before the grand jury, so that's what's cooking out there. So how was your day yesterday, ladies?
Very good.
Good.
Very, very good. Just a quiet day. Getting ready for the weather.
Well, the weather's warmer today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of windy and rainy starting today.
And
Yeah.
then it's going to turn cold. It's going to get blustery.
I thought that was blustery yesterday. What are you talking
It's
about?
going to
It
get
was,
blustery again today, too, because the offshore is getting rather nasty. So,
yeah. Yep, I agree.
okay, I'm going to have to put that phone where I can see it because y'all need to keep looking at
We
it.
already looked at it.
We told
Well,
you.
again, it's just ringing again.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Trump continues to make news. More appointments of people to fill cabinet positions in the Trump administration next year after his inauguration. Representative Matt Gaetz, he's out of Florida, resigned from the House of Representatives yesterday after what many saw as his surprise appointment to become the next Attorney General. That's one of the major way up there positions. The governor of Florida has 8 weeks now to fill vacancies in the U.S. House of Representatives. House Speaker Mike Johnson said that vacancy could be filled around the first of the year. Now, let's talk about Mr. Gaetz a little bit. Everybody's saying, oh, my God, that's a terrible, terrible, awful choice. He's under investigation in the House. You know, he's being scrutinized by his fellow members, right?
Right.
Right.
And they probably were going to come down with something or dealing with him.
Correct.
To put a black eye,
Mm-hmm.
or at least one black eye. So what better way to get out of that than to immediately resign after the president-elect says, I would like to nominate him, not waiting for the affirming vote for confirmation. He resigns immediately. So he gets sort of like, hey, put all that behind him. Now, you think he's going to get confirmed?
No, I
Okay,
do not think.
then there's no problem. He leaves with a clean slate from the House, could go do his own thing. He put that behind him. He has no black eye now. And no, he's not going to be confirmed. Then Trump who's now paid him back for being a good guy to him during the election process.
I don't think so. I think Trump really thought that he
No.
would get confirmed because this is an important person. Trump is doing everything he can right now to go ahead and get his cabinet stacked.
He
Because
is.
if this guy don't get confirmed, if you don't have somebody waiting in the wings, it's going to take
Do
longer.
you really think he's going to keep his name in the hat?
I do.
No.
Yes.
I think so too.
I think
I don't
Trump.
think so.
I disagree
think-
with you.
Either Trump is going to say, Mr. Gates, maybe I'm jumping the gun here. I mean, if he didn't already have a plan, which I think they together have a plan.
I don't
Personally
think so.
speaking, I think they have a plan.
Mm-mm.
So if they have a plan and Gates says, okay, yada, 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 I'll get out of the house and then I'll withdraw my name when you get a lot of pressure that that they're not going to confirm me anyway. I'll just go ahead and withdraw and you can go ahead and go with your primary pick.
My opinion. This is my opinion on the whole
Okay.
thing. I think
That's the way I would do it.
I think that he picked Matt Gates. I think that Trump probably knows that he's not going to get confirmed. And so he's not confirmed. He's done. Trump's repaid his loyalty.
I
And
disagree.
it's done and over with.
Yeah, well,
but
I don't
I
think
think. Oh, I know it won't go through the confirmation. I think it may start the confirmation process confirmed, but I think Trump really believes he would get confirmed. I don't, because this is a time waster otherwise of something very important. And if Trump was trying to waste time, he wouldn't be knocking out all these picks real quick. I disagree. I think Trump really believed he could get this guy confirmed, and he is not going to. So now this is going to be a time waster. I don't think this was a payback. I think this was a little bit of Trump
Okay,
thinking,
we got three opinions.
yeah.
We'll see who's right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll have to give it a week or 2 weeks at the most. Special Counsel Jack Smith, he's out. He's asking an appeals court to halt his appeal against President-elect Trump for his what they call alleged mishandling of classified and top secret documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Smith did the same in the D.C. election interference case last week. The special counsel will be stepping down from his position pretty soon anyway. So, I mean, there's
Wait a
going to be a major change here.
so I guess they had said we're not doing anything, and he was appealing that decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had appealed that earlier on. And he was really hoping he could get something in the legal system before the election. That's what he was counting on. Therefore, it was nothing but a political ploy.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I mean,
100%.
there's my first case. I've been proven right. I
Mhm.
said that all along, and that's the way it was going to go down. And I don't know why people are not seeing that. If this stuff does not go forward, if they start withdrawing or bowing out, Trump did not go to all this trouble to get elected to be president just to get rid of this legal entanglements that he's
Right.
in. That's too much trouble, too much expense, and he had other things he could be doing, like
Right.
making money. So he, and the only reason those legal entanglements were going on was pretty simple.
Mhm.
To keep him from being president.
Oh,
It was a ploy from day one. They started it when he was in office, the last go round, to keep him from running for or being able to seek re-election. Well, he got through that. He lost, and then unfortunately, he made the statement within days that, I'm coming back. I will be running in 4 years. And he did. And of course, from day one, they started on him again.
Mm-hmm.
They started working against him to try to make sure that he could not be elected. Well, he was elected. So now what you going to do about it, y'all?
Right.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I just think the whole thing's crazy.
It is. It's a bunch of politics on steroids. I hate it all. So it's just
Several of his nominations, or the people that he's chosen, I just find kind of strange, but
like
could be a method behind his madness.
Like
Matt
who?
Gates. When I heard Matt Gates, I was
Matt
like,
Gates,
wow.
who
I
else?
don't like Matt Gaetz.
You said several. We've already.
Tulsi
Gabbard.
What's wrong with her?
I just,
Up until a year ago, half a year ago, she was a Democrat. Was the
Well,
first
what's
thing.
wrong with that? Trump was too. He used to be a Democrat.
Yeah, but years ago.
Yeah. So
Well, I just think the
is there a
timing.
particular period of time you can no longer be a Democrat that you're an okay?
I think it depends on the reasoning behind it. Yes. You hear about rhino. Lee, we got to come up with some kind of term for people that, and I'm thinking even something here locally, that, what I mean, voted Democrat almost their entire life, and all of a sudden they trying to just.
We have a former county commission chairman here who was a Democrat. In fact, he was elected to the Board of Commissioners.
Yep.
Right.
And he was unelected, and then he became a Republican. Then he served a very distinguished period of time on the board as state senator, who was also a Democrat.
True.
I'm not saying Tulsi Gabbard because she used to be a Democrat. I just can't see her in that position. And I think what Trump is doing is paying back some favors and knowing probably that some of them aren't going to go through. But if they don't go through, it's not his fault.
But I've never even heard of that position. Is it new? Director of Intel, what is that?
I don't know either. Now, he can make up a committee and put somebody in there. I don't think it has to be voted on.
Maybe I'm wrong, and I don't follow this stuff enough to know. But
anyway, he's suggested, he's nominated her to serve as his director of national intelligence in the cabinet.
Right.
I did not know it was a cabinet position.
I didn't know it was a position. I never heard of it.
She was the Democrat Congresswoman from Hawaii in 2013
Was it
to
Hawaii?
2021.
I was thinking it was Arizona. She's Hawaii. Okay.
Hawaii.
Okay.
She joined. She became an independent first back in 2022. Disgusted with the party, I guess, and joined the Republican Party last month. Okay. She's also a veteran, and I think if you look at what he's doing, he's stacking his cabinet, not just the areas where military is involved, but all over. He's putting military veterans in there. She was Army reservist. She served in Iraq. Army reservist. She was promoted to lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserves 3 years ago. So I mean,
she's got some military back.
Well,
she's moved on up in rank.
The guy that nobody can pronounce his name right. That he nominated for Secretary of Defense.
Peter Hedge.
That guy.
Yeah, he's a Fox News correspondent.
All right, I got to practice that. But anyway, I mean, he was in the military and has confirmed kills, all that stuff. I'm trying to wrap my head around how they can say he's not qualified when some of the people that in previous years have been in that position were never even in the military.
Well, in that position, what the naysayers claim is you don't need a military person. It's kind of like some people say you don't need a police officer to be the police chief. You just need somebody who can work paperwork and stuff.
I disagree with that.
So do I, but that's been the mentality for quite some time. And the idea is that, well, you've got Secretary of Defense, and he's a military guy. He's a warmonger. We know what he's going to want to do. Just go to war all the time. No.
I don't think that's what he wants to do.
That's not what to do.
But he will stop.
He knows where a lot of the waste.
Correct.
Number one is.
Yeah.
And now y'all going to think I'm crazy here, but being a journalist, he's seen where waste occurs on a regular basis anyway, because those are the kinds of stories he would always do as well. Most journalists look for waste. Wasteful spending, wasteful use of resources. Oh my! That's what they do. That's how they cut their eye teeth. To be honest with you, looking for something like that. And if you can find something like that, then you can go with it. So he knows what to look for. That's his journalistic background, and he knows where to look for it. That's his military background. That's just waste in itself. That's just one small aspect of being in that position. Now, what else would that position entail? He advises the president. He doesn't go to war.
Right. And also he looks at, the high ups within the military, how commands are run, where the government's spending. Are you spending $10 million on a tank or, whatever?
Or $200 on a claw hammer.
Yeah. Some nonsense. Yeah.
Toilet
I think it involves
seats.
a lot. Yeah.
How about the toilet seats scandals we've seen?
Agree.
$1,000 for a toilet seat? Come on, give me a break.
I know.
A toilet seat, not a toilet.
I know, just the seat part. Yeah.
I think Vic and Elon are going to find a lot of that.
I'm going to tell you what, these two have been on a roll. And I was watching last night briefly some of the things they listed. United States spent like $500,000 on a study of a bird being on cocaine. Why?
I bet the bird got high and flew with no wings.
But do you know how many homeless you can feed for that or house for that
For
amount of money?
$500,000, a lot.
Yeah,
What
I
would-
mean,
Tell me what the end result desire would have been for that. What was their goal? Any project that you do, you should be looking for something.
but who thought this up? Like
Whoever was using Copelandite.
I mean, like, and how they get this sold to, you know what I mean? Like, I just think of, and they were listing things like studying in some other country, some other animal or something. Like, why are we spending this kind of money on another country's animal study? Once again, we have homeless children. Our
We
public
got killing
Yeah.
deer.
killing a lot of things, but yeah, I mean, much better way for, and then I heard this morning they're not even getting paid for this job. That they're just like they're like, I don't know, volunteers. I don't know, but what
For
else?
what? Study it.
No, I'm talking about Vivek and
That thing. They don't. How much you going to pay them?
Yeah.
That would just screw up their tax returns.
well, they don't need the money. But I mean, so you can't say, you know, I was hearing some people say yesterday, well, you know, why are we spending money on two? We're not spending money on zero. The whole point of that, but you know, when they determined how many federal government people were still working from home,
Mhm.
which I know is a lot here in the state government too.
Okay.
So here in the state government, there's a lot of people here in North Carolina that are still working from home at
Sure.
the DHHS.
And why?
Exactly. COVID's been over, 3 years?
Do we have to pay them? This is one of the things that somebody needs to tell me. Do we have to pay them to stay at home? I mean, like a per diem? Do we have to pay them for the meals that they're preparing for themselves when they're at home?
Well, how do you know how much work's getting done?
You don't.
You could
Except
be-
when check
You
your
could say
computer.
you're at home and be at the zoo, or
Yeah,
you know what I mean, shopping at the mall.
if they're going to be at home, working from home, I would like to see an ankle bracelet placed on them.
Oh, I bet that would shut that down real quick.
Mm.
People would start screaming about their rights.
Oh, they don't have any rights. You're working. Your
You
rights
know.
belong to your boss.
Because I would assume, as a tax-paying citizen, and this would be a question for probably Mike Lazar, Phil Shepard,
Soon to be.
currently soon to be Wyatt. I'm assuming the buildings that they used to work at DHH. I'm thinking of DHHS because I work with them. So they're still paying like electricity, for example. I mean, this building's huge. It's not like a
I
tiny.
bet you that
two-story,
your light bill
whatever.
hasn't gone down.
Well,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. So our taxpayer funds are funding an empty building. Maybe there's 3 workers in there,
Mhm.
and I don't know how much that costs, but I'm going to go on a limb here and say a lot.
Yeah, per worker probably
yeah, I
costs
mean,
a lot.
to
And I
that
wonder,
electricity bill.
wonder if the government, we, the taxpayers,
Mhm.
are having to pay these people part of their electricity when they're working from home.
I
Interesting.
didn't think about that.
Mhm. I'd like to see an audit of all of this work
Okay,
at home
here's the other
stuff.
thing. For information that let's say, I don't want to use the word top secret, but it's sensitive. Are they using a government computer? Or are they using their home computer? They're dealing with money. I'm talking about the people dealing with grants.
Do
And
they,
stuff like that's
if
money.
they're dealing with money and they're using their home computer or even a government computer, talk to me about the internet they got coming into their house. Is it secure?
That's what I mean. Is it secure?
Is the internet secure?
Right.
What else what other kind of stuff do they use that internet for? Whether it's a secure line or whether it's other line
Right.
that the government, I guarantee, is paying for when you're working from home. What
Mm-hmm.
what else do you use that for? Do you use it for personal stuff?
You would have to. I
mean,
would think.
Would you think? Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
So is the government or the taxpayers paying for your home internet? I mean, Lord, good gracious.
I mean, I've been on a Zoom call. One time they were in their bedroom because they didn't blur out their thing. The next time they were sitting on their back patio feeding their cat
Mhm.
because the cat kept interrupting our Zoom call.
So they were using a wireless system then
They
with
would
their
have
cell
to be
phone.
outside.
With their cell phone.
Yeah. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has been selected to lead the Department of Homeland Security. That one kind of surprises me. An agency that addresses border security, emergency relief, and cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it doesn't surprise me. Why?
How I feel about her.
Trump emphasized Noem's
Yeah.
moves as governor. Now, keep in mind, she's up there near the top of the border. South Dakota. And she sent National Guard soldiers to the southern border in Texas from South Dakota, arguing she is very strong on border security. She was requested to do that by folks along the border there.
I didn't know that she did that.
Oh, yes. That was a major big deal. I mean, they didn't have a lot of them coming across North Dakota and to get into South Dakota from Canada. So, I mean, that's what she did there.
Okay. Question here.
Yeah.
We know for a fact, because it's been talked about, that some of the people are coming in now because they got smart through the northern border.
They're trying.
Is she, because
No.
she borders it?
No, she doesn't border the northern border.
Oh, that's right. She borders North Dakota. Yeah, that's right.
North Dakota. North Dakota's
North
the
Dakota
border.
better be put in the border.
Yeah.
That's right. Having a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
My opinion,
goodness.
Trump seems to be putting to rest the outspoken critics who said he only surrounds himself with men and he doesn't count on smart women. He won't have smart women around him. All this list that I've seen for the last 2 or 3 days, he's got a lot of women there.
I'm
a lot of
curious
qualified women.
to see. The one I'm most interested in seeing is that press secretary, because that's the person that gets out and talks.
I
all the
can't
time.
wait for that.
I'm just.
If it's
I mean,
Tucker Carlson, I'm going to scream.
You said Tucker Carlson, and I just hit the floor
I heard-
laughing.
I
I'm like,
mean,
If he does
My
Tucker
mama likes
Carlson,
him.
I know a lot of
that's just
people do.
crazy.
I mean, he'll be able to control a news conference, but he'll be outspoken,
I wouldn't
Yeah,
doubt
he's a
he,
weirdo.
he'd
It's not
turn
what-
around and
it's not what you
say,
need.
use some language and like,
I hope it's not
you.
going to be Tucker Carlson. I mean, but that's the one cabinet or position, not cabinet, but position. I'm curious to see who he's going to put in there. You know who
Me
I thought
too.
he was going to put? His daughter-in-law.
I will guarantee you who will not be.
I don't think she put
Who you
up
don't
that.
think it'll be?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No, Kareem, whatever her name is.
Oh, Corinne.
Corinne.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely won't be her.
Corinne. I'm sure
Corinne
Jabbar. Why did I come up with that? Jean-Pierre.
I think she is so ready to be done.
Oh, yeah. She's a
She
just
has
put a fork in her. She's
taken it
already in the well done position.
Yeah.
So bad from the right side. And I have to say, if you think about it, she's really done a great job. I think she has. You know, I really do.
You mean is the best paid liar for the
I think
president?
she's hateful.
Well,
Maybe it's just
you
me. I
just
guess
wait,
you have to
man.
be.
She just doesn't answer the questions.
Yeah.
Well,
she evades.
put yourself in her position.
I would not want to.
Exactly right.
I don't care who's the president. I would not want to have to be up there to defend him because you know what? If you're a real journalist, you're not going to defend a bad action.
And you watch the press secretary for
But
the
she's
Trump
not a journalist.
administration. It's going to be the same way.
Oh, I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And no, he's
it'd
not
be-
going to put his daughter-in-law there. She doesn't have any press credentials, does she?
Well, who has to have them? You don't have to have them.
Oh, well, she needs to
Put
be
'em
able
in
to be able to come up with news releases and be able to talk to people and answer stuff and have the facts, not just the political facts. She needs some facts there.
Well, you know, they
I don't
put all that together for him. But I'm going to tell you what, that's a hard job. I wouldn't want it because the first time they started digging in on me like they did her, I'd be like, kiss my, and I'd leave.
Kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits. I'd probably drop my drawers and then just leave. I mean, enough is enough. It's not an easy job.
Today's rain forecast, courtesy of Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Don't blame them for the upcoming weather. Just get ready for it. Domestic abuse often go hand in hand. We read about those issues every week. Too often, it happens right here in this area. If you're an abused partner in a relationship, whether you're a man or a woman, or you realize that as a partner, you might be actually committing mental abuse against your partner, it's definitely time to take some sort of action. When relationships end too often, one of the folks in the relationship have a difficult time dealing with the breakup. That's not the time for confrontation. That is definitely the time to reach out for help if you're feeling confrontational. Community Prevention Services is available to offer you some assistance. They have trained counselors with extensive experience in a wide range of issues from domestic problems, drug abuse, depression, despair, feeling like you're at a cave with no way out. Give them a call. Wait no longer. 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. They'll schedule an appointment, and it won't be a month or so away if you need help right away. Talk with them, explain the problem, and they'll start working on it today. Again, the number to call, 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Outlook out to 20 nautical miles. A bit of a double whammy that should keep my boating friends at home or no further away than local creeks and rivers or maybe the bathtub. Small craft advisory is in effect through late tonight with a storm watch going into effect through Friday evening as soon as that expires this evening. Easterly winds today, 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 25 this afternoon. That's a lot of wind. Seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, northwesterly winds 25 to 35, becoming northerly 30 to 40 in the afternoon tomorrow. Did you hear that? 30 to 40 knot winds. That's 35 to about 45 miles per hour.
Woo.
Gust, 55 knots. That's about 62, 63 mile per hour gust.
That is stay on the
Seas,
land.
6 to 9 feet.
Nope. Done that.
This is 8 feet here. A foot to it, and guess what?
Been there, done
It's gonna
that.
be rough.
Nope.
3 to 5 near shore. The problem is, even if you can do 3 to 5, you got to get through that inlet, and it's going to be sloppy.
Yes.
Sounds and rivers very rough, increasing to extremely rough this in the afternoon tomorrow. Very rough is bad. Extremely rough, just don't.
What's worse than extremely rough?
Hurricane.
Okay. Then
Saturday,
tomorrow.
northerly winds 15 to 20 with gusts to 30 knots even on Saturday. Seas 5 to 7 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy.
All right. Today, it's not doing anything right now, but that's going to change. Rain's likely, according to this, mainly after 3 p.m., but I'm beginning to not go with when they give times on here because they seem to be wrong. Cloudy, otherwise, a high of 64. According to this, Rayford, now this is laughable too because it was windy yesterday. East wind 6 to 8 miles an hour. I don't buy that for a second. It
On
was
land-
gusty yesterday.
On land, it might be.
Yeah.
That will be a steady wind. The gust or something else. That can
Yeah.
kick up there.
So tonight, rain and possibly thunderstorms, and then showers the rest of the night between midnight and 3 a.m.
Mhm.
There will be some patchy fog, so please be careful. The road's going to be gross and it'll be foggy. Low of 49. East winds 5 to 11 miles an hour, and then winds will gust as high as 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow, cloudy, then becoming mostly sunny with a high of only 59. Yikes, that's yucky.
That's
30 mile an hour gusts.
Mhm.
Tomorrow night for y'all's game, it will be clear. According to this, you're only going to have 5 to 9 mile an hour winds. I disagree with what that's going to be, and it will be 43. So y'all dress
You're going to
accordingly.
bring us hot chocolate?
Saturday,
I'm working on it right
it'll
now.
be 66, but sunny.
It might be used, but I'll
Used hot chocolate. Hey, it's Miller
I
time.
will likely be drinking it before I ever get there.
Right.
While I'm there,
Right.
oh yeah, oh my, it's
Uh-huh.
probably going to be going a choppy side. It is now officially Miller time. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, my friend.
Thank
How's
you.
everybody doing this
Oh,
morning?
we're hanging in here. What's
Good.
going on besides cold weather for tomorrow night?
Well, it sounds like it's been another fun show, and keep up the good work. And it is getting cold outside. I will say that.
Chris, are you going to wear pants tomorrow night?
Yes, I'm probably going to wear pants, jeans, or something tomorrow at whatever game. I'm still trying to figure out what game I'm going to go to.
What?
Jacksonville at home or White Oak at home?
What?
He's a White Oak alumni
I
now.
understand
He
that.
has to go to his alma
You
mater.
have to give him a little bit for that.
Uh-huh.
Well, like I said the other day, a lot of it just kind of depends on if I can get a photographer to go out to one game. If I can get him to go to a game, then I'll go to another one, and it calls that coach up to the game that he can go to after the game. So there's a lot of moving pieces. A lot of people think, oh, you get to go to the game for free and do that. Well, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of planning.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and you gotta in the media business you gotta plan. If I do this, then what do I need to do next week? If this happens or that happens, so there's always going to be a curveball thrown your way, and you just got to plan for plan A and plan B and plan C, and but that's kind of what I'm doing this week. But we wish all the teams good luck on Friday night, and we'll see how they do
Absolutely.
tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, I hope our Jacksonville area teams do very well.
Oh, I do too.
And I hope
All
the
of
Cardinals kick some backside and take names and, move on.
Chris,
Yeah,
let me
we'll
ask
see.
you about this. Jacksonville's going to the soccer They made what, the third round? What did they do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's next for them?
So they are in the third round of the playoffs. So they are playing at First Flight tonight in the third round of the playoffs.
Oh wow, that's a tough school. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, First Flight is Kill Devil Hill. So
Mm-hmm.
that is a little bit of a long trip on a school night.
Take an airplane. No problem.
We can't pay for that.
They got an
But
airport there.
it's a very tough place to play because it's the trip. It's not necessarily a fun trip. It's fun when you want to go on vacation. That's because you're looking forward to it. But it's not a fun during the middle of November and it's cold and you're on the bus for several hours. So First Flight's typically a pretty good team, but if they win, if they win, by tonight, then they'll play Saturday in the fourth round. And if they win, if the teams win Saturday, then they advance to the state semifinal on Tuesday. And if you win that, you play the following Friday or Saturday in the state finals. So there's still a few rounds to go for the Cardinals and the Dixon Bulldogs soccer team, but they're doing well so far.
Well, that up to Kill Devil's Hill. Let's see. You've got about 5 hours from here to get to Nag's Head. Then you got to get across the bridge, across the pond there, and get over to the island. And then you still got to go north a little bit. Oh my goodness gracious! You better leave today.
Well, yeah, but this is not the first time. Jacksonville played that First Flight a few years ago in the state semifinal and ended up winning that game. But we've had several of our local teams play First Flight at First Flight in the playoffs for several. This is not the first time. So some teams are used to it, some coaches are used to it. But yeah, like I said, it's not a fun trip when you're having to make it. During the middle of the playoffs and things like that. So, but we'll see how the Cardinals do, and we wish them and the Bulldogs the Dixon luck, and we wish all the first football teams playing Friday night in the first round as well. And we do wish Florida State Seminoles good luck this weekend as well.
Trying to kiss
I
up,
appreciate
right?
that, Chris, but you already know what the outcome of that. I mean, it's just we're looking at next year.
Miracles could happen,
Rayford, no.
Okay.
It's not.
So you've already surrendered.
Chris is being facetious because he knows how bad they're about to be this weekend. Yeah, he knows it's just a train wreck. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure the Florida State fans are still claiming that they should be in the playoffs.
I don't know. At this point, they're fighting over the field being redone, and some of them losing their seats, and the coaches got fired, so that's a plus. Yeah. So it's just been. You should go on the alumni page. It's a hot mess. Yeah.
But that's college sports. But again, we just wish all our local kids best of luck, and that's what it's about. We'll have some fun this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to talk about, and tomorrow night we're looking forward to it. And I think maybe Wes Catrick, they ought to come in here maybe wearing just t-shirts and some little shorts or something like that, because it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold,
and we can wear woolens.
Mm-hmm. So, I will say one more thing. I'll probably get a little bit of grief from it from other coaches, but I just wish that there was a way. And I felt this way for several years. So the start of the winter sports season is started. And so we had some wrestling earlier this week, and some other basketball for public schools will start on tomorrow. And you can never be certain what's going to happen, and you don't want to plan too far ahead. But I do wish there was a way where if we had a team that was deep in the playoffs or playing in the first round, I think those kids, whether it's boys sports or girls sports or whatever, those kids deserve to have the spotlight on them. And I wish our school system would make it where, okay, hey, we have 3 football teams playing in the playoffs on Friday night, and they're all at home. Other schools who don't have football don't have your home basketball games played that night. Move it to another day. I know that's kind of difficult and it's probably wishful thinking, but I think those kids that are in the playoffs deserve to have the spotlight, and I think it takes away from. Again, I'm probably going to get some grief, some backlash from people that.
I agree with you.
I agree with you.
I agree.
So you got 3 votes right now. Let's move.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that's my rant and rave for the day. But but it just kind of the winter sports. and I love basketball. I love covering wrestling, but I just, and then when those kids are in the playoffs in February, I say the same thing about the spring sports. Let the fall, the spring, the winter kids have their spotlight, because that may be the only spotlight they have as a ball player. So let them have that recognition, and sport coming up. You'll get your turn here coming up soon, but it just it's just a little frustrating. And again, that's my rant and rave for the day.
Well, way back in the days of muskets and common sense, when I was there, we played basketball. The high school played basketball on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and that little overlapping period of time, and there was always an overlapping period of time. Football played on Friday nights, except JVs played on Thursday nights. That's just the way it was. Some of the reason for that was because some of the basketball players were also football players. So they were doing duty on Thursday night, Tuesday and Thursday night, and then again on Friday night. That's the way it was. Wow. Can you imagine doing that today?
Wow.
No, and I think, and I just, now you got me on my rant and rave. Now you got me on my.
Here we go again. Huh?
Here we go.
Well, I just don't understand why. All sports are important.
Yes, absolutely.
The tennis team, the cross country team, all sports serve their purpose to make sure these kids have the greatest opportunities. But at the end of the day, people need to stop biting the hand that feeds them. And
Yes.
and let's be honest, high school football kind of helps pay the bill.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
does.
Yeah. Well, that's not what it's all about, but yes, it does.
Right.
And besides that, I had so many people. I didn't play organized sports, but so many people that I knew at that time stayed in school when the dropout rate was somewhat higher, but they stayed in school because they wanted to play football or they wanted to play basketball. That's what kept them in school, and that's what caused them to graduate. So if nothing else, we could need to give that some consideration as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, but like I said, I don't think there's really anything that you can do, because you can't you can't anticipate, this happening or that happening. But you know the dates of, okay, these are the dates of the first round playoffs. These are the dates of the third round soccer or whatever.
I agree.
So you know the dates. So I just wish, we, I wish everybody would support each other. And hey, we have a basketball game scheduled or a wrestling match scheduled for Friday, November 17th. Oh, but that's the third round of the football playoffs. Yeah, our school may not be in it, but we know so-and-so and so-and-so is going to be, deep that far. Let's move our game to a Thursday. So, y'all know the powers that be, and a little bit more than I do. So, maybe y'all can pull some strings.
Well, here's what I'm going to do.
Anything for you, Chris.
I'm going to go ahead and sign you up for a spot for the school board meeting. And you'll get notified that you'll be there, but I'm going to sign you up. I'm going to act like I'm you, and I'll sign you up.
Wait a minute. You might want to be first to sign up so you can get your stuff done and out before the rest.
Well, I'll sign you up. Right.
Oh, they won't listen. They won't listen to me, and I think maybe a couple.
Wait. We
they
know
will.
people.
They'll listen to you.
We know people, don't we, Rayford?
Yeah, one or two.
Yeah.
They don't like us though.
Right there at Georgetown Road, we know some people.
Well, Lee, maybe we can get you to say a few things to the county athletic director. How about that?
There you go.
The county athletic director?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got it taken care
You know
of.
who that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
You do too, Rayford, right?
We'll just take them a box of donuts, sit down. Tim.
It's Tim.
It's Tim.
Get it together.
It's Tim. We
Yeah.
can take care of him. You let us know what you need.
Yeah.
We've got you.
We got your back.
Mhm.
He's probably listening going, what?
Yeah. What have y'all done to me now?
What now?
I'm gonna tell his father-in-law.
No, we're all in having fun, and we're all.
That's right.
just
No, it's
kinda
not. It's serious. Now the war's
Those
on.
folks are listening. It's all in fun, and we're all just having a good laugh. But it is something to take into account. And
Yes.
again, that's my rant and rave for the day.
All right. Chris,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
We
you.
will see you tomorrow night. Do you
We'll be looking
You
for
let him.
you.
He can go to his alma matter. Chris, you go
He
to
can
White
get his
Oak.
We
alma mater the next
understand.
couple of weeks.
I'll be watching everything on X. So.
Yeah. You watching everything on X?
Oh, yes, how I get my scores that I publish every Friday night. I follow Chris on X.
Yeah, I see the
And,
X over there right now.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a circle now.
If we want to, we're talking about
It's not X
schools.
anymore.
I just want to throw something out there real quick.
Go ahead.
At the County Board of Education meeting this past week,
Yeah.
I want to know this is good.
Okay.
Want to congratulate on behalf of all of us. Ken Ruddock was presented with the Longleaf Pine Award.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's the highest award in the state of North
Yes, it
Carolina
is.
that can be presented. Congratulations, Ken. We're proud of you.
Yes, we are.
You know, he spent many years in the education field. He took on the task of being chairman the last year and a half, which was a feat in itself.
There
It's
you go.
like being the press secretary for the president of the United States.
I agree
Anyway,
with that.
congratulations, Ken.
And speaking of X's, we've lost the X on the
Yeah, it's
national.
a circle, and it
Yeah,
says 19.
It's now
Okay.
Yes.
depression number 19.
Yep.
So it's kicking up a little bit. It's got sustained winds of
Yes.
35 miles per hour. That means it's got a little bit of organization to it at this point in time.
Right.
This minimum central pressure is continuing to drop, and it's moving westward at 15 miles per hour.
Right.
And that puts it moving straight into Central America.
It
at
looks
this time.
like it at
Now,
Yes.
this moment. Yeah.
it was predicted yesterday that it would probably be taking a turn a little bit, moving towards the north of that, towards the northwest.
Mhm.
Even if it does, it's still probably going to be interfered with. Land masses are going to mess with it.
Mhm.
If it gets into the Gulf of Mexico as a tropical depression or a possible tropical storm, it's only got a little bit of wind increase in wind to become a tropical storm.
Mhm.
When it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, nice, very warm waters
Right.
there.
Right.
Who knows?
16 more days until November 30th.
Yeah, but this dadgum things called hurricanes, they
I
don't
know.
acknowledge the seasons.
Right.
They're like poachers. They come out of
Excuse
season
me.
as well. So you got to watch
Well,
out.
I'm just going to mark the date, November 30th. Take
Yeah.
a breath and
Well,
hope for the best. Because remember, a couple of years ago, it was in January we had a
Yeah,
tropical
we've
system.
had them in December and
Yep.
January, all sorts of times. But
I know Tom is hoping it brings snow. One of our listeners.
snow.
Yeah, he wants snow so bad. He's always harassing me about. Is it
Well,
going to
then tell you
snow?
what. You look on the internet. You go out to Colorado. They got snow out there.
They're
Right
having
now.
like they've been having like a 25-day book. A friend that lives out there.
I was watching.
She hates her life right now.
I was watching some of the
Yeah.
weather storm chasers out there live in that mess. I'm thinking that would shut down this town. It
Mhm.
would just like, pfft, you know how we are here. We can't deal with snow on the East Coast.
I like to look at snow. I don't
I
like
think
to
it's pretty.
be
It's
out in it,
beautiful.
but-
I don't mind if it was like a Saturday night, came in, everybody was home, gone by Monday morning. It's fine. Gosh,
Okay. Let's see.
thank goodness for 4-wheel drive is all I got to say.
New methane emissions tax.
the
being
heck is that?
Proposed by Mr. Biden on his way out the door.
What's a methane
Oh,
I'll
emission?
try to
yes.
explain it to you.
Never heard of that.
Environmental Protection Agency finalized a new rule Tuesday this week taxing methane emissions from the
Mhm.
oil and gas sector. The new tax was born out of Biden's sweeping climate legislation, which was passed by Congress, known as the Inflation Reduction Act, which included a waste emissions charge provision. Although the waste
Right.
emissions charge was mandated by Congress, the Biden administration had discretion on how tightly to clamp down. The fee
Mhm.
starts at $900 per metric ton of methane emitted over a specific performance level during 2024. In years after that, the fee will increase. In 2025, next year, it will grow to $1,200 from $900. In 2026, it goes to $1,500. That's a tax. Okay. Meanwhile, why is it called a tax? Why is it a tax? Is a tax used to control it, to deal with it, or is it just a penalty? There's a difference, but a lot of people call it a tax. A tax is used to contain an issue.
Right.
Some people call them fees. No, it's a tax. It's supposed to be a tax. But if it's just there to punish, if they're not doing something to contain these emissions using these tax dollars, or to pay back for containment, and I don't know, I'm just saying that that's what the way things generally work. If that's what's happening, then we need to do something about it. Yes. Does it need to be contained? Of course. Who should pay for it? The people who produce it. I got no problem with that. But is that what it is, or is it just a penalty? Is it a penalty or a tax?
I'm tired of
Show me what you're doing
I'm still
about it.
trying to figure out what it does, but I hear you.
Tired of taxes.
Biden and the administration have imposed other rules aimed at clamping down on methane. Shortly after taking office in 21, he signed a repealing a Trump-era action that rescinded stricter methane emission standards imposed under then-President Obama. While climate change advocates such as the Clean Air Task Force have praised Biden's rule regulating methane emissions, Steve Malloy, a fellow at the Energy and Environmental Legal Institute, described the action as irrelevant. Malloy said that because upwards of 95% or more of the greenhouse gases trapped by the Earth's atmosphere are water vapor and carbon dioxide, little to no room remains for methane to be stored. That people are talking about, 95% of those gases. Now you got to understand, water vapor and CO2 are gases.
Right.
Water vapor and CO2 are gases. When I keep hearing about that, oh, we got all these greenhouse gases up there, and 95% of them are water vapor and CO2. So what? So what? What's the problem with that? And there's little room to be available for methane to be stored as a result of that. In other words, there's only 5% up there that would be even possibly methane or
Right,
other
right.
hazardous gas or whatever, damaging gases. So Malloy suggested the new methane emissions rule will likely be ineffective, considering it targets the oil and gas sector, but not the agricultural sector as well. Wow.
Interesting,
we'll have to see.
interesting.
Same old, same old?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll let you know different. I don't know. Things are, Rayford, one thing you haven't mentioned lately, I'm going to completely change the subject.
Go ahead.
Oh, Lord.
Something you haven't mentioned lately. How many days until that day?
Which one of those days?
I know. What are we talking
Christmas.
Well, I do it on just generally dates like the 25th of the month.
Oh, okay.
And I do it on November,
I know you
1st, I
have,
did
you haven't antagonized us lately.
on November 1st, I did make New Year's.
Oh,
I've got presents wrapped under my tree. I'm wrapping
She's
long this
good.
year.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting till the last minute to wrap it like a million
How
presents
do you
at
wrap
once.
them?
I put mine in bags.
Most of them, but
Yes.
my grandson, so he can have, he's
That's
10.
different.
He gets to unwrap, and so I'm wrapping all his.
Yeah, that's different.
Has he ever unwrapped them in advance
No.
yet?
Did you ever do that
he
as a
understand.
kid?
Not me.
My brother did.
Your eyes tell different.
No, I never unwrapped presents.
My brother and I did because my mother always put them in the front hall closet. We knew where they were.
Well, were they wrapped?
Yes,
Oh,
we'd
okay.
unwrap them and look at them, then put them back.
The problem
that
with me,
takes all the fun out
here's
of
the
it.
problem.
does.
Yeah.
Here'd be the problem with me. Unwrapping
Right.
something, I can't wrap it in the
Rayford-
first
yeah,
place.
Rayford couldn't
How
get
the
it wrapped
Sam am I
back.
going to rewrap it?
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
you just lift that little piece of tape and you
I-
open it up.
Every
what it
once in a
is.
while, I
would
would
tear
cut
it.
one. But my brother he would go in there. He was a
My
troublemaker
mother
in the
was
family,
horrible
so.
about hiding anything because we always knew everything.
We
Well,
never found the hiding.
We could talk about my sister.
Mhm.
Oh, she discovered every hidey hole there was.
Nah,
Well,
you
it
go,
takes all
girl.
the fun out of it. Like, why,
And
like,
then,
no.
but they weren't wrapped
Mhm.
Oh, we were good
She
at
would
going.
find them.
Oh,
Because-
on Christmas
because
morning.
Santa Claus did not.
Santa
bring
Claus did not wrap ours
he
either.
did-
It bugs me when
presents.
people wrap Santa presents, but
Yeah, Santa Claus is too
I
busy.
always did that.
our
When my
Santa,
daughter was little, always wrapped hers from Santa.
no, our Santa stuff.
She didn't know any different.
We each staked out our spot in the living room, had
Have
to put
you
our name on a piece of paper.
ever,
Yeah.
as a gag for someone,
Uh-oh.
taken a little box,
No.
wrap it up, put it in a bigger box?
That's
Yes,
mean.
I
Wrap it
have
up.
done that before.
Uh-huh.
It's mean.
See, you're mean.
No,
According,
because-
according to Lee, you're mean.
But this wasn't
It's
done as a
mean.
gag. It was done
On purpose?
on purpose. Yeah.
Was it to be?
To make it that much more special.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's still mean.
That's a lot of work. I mean, I would never do it again. Look, getting all
What was
those.
in the bottom package, the small package?
It was jewelry.
Jewelry.
Oh, I get you. Oh, so actually, when they finally got to the last box,
There was
It
something.
was
there.
something very amazing.
But that's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
If it was all empty boxes,
Oh, no, I would never
do.
do that. Why? First of all, wrapping
People
is a
do it.
pain.
And
And that's a
expensive.
whole lot of work.
Yes.
And expensive.
Used to be cheap when you got the newspaper and you could just wrap it up in there and put a
Remember
bow on
did you
it.
ever buy any of those the wrapping paper that
Yes.
made out of looked like comic paper?
You can't
Comic-
find that anymore.
Yeah, you
What in
can.
the
Dollar Tree
world?
has it.
Does it?
Why?
Oh.
Why don't you just say the
Well.
Sunday newspapers?
See, you could do
Oh,
things
yeah.
like
But who
that.
gets a Sunday newspaper anymore?
Then,
back
when you were
then.
back wrapping stuff.
Because you got to have, if it's Christmas, you got to wrap in Christmas wrapping paper.
Then why do people get comic book type
I
wrapping
still
paper
have
today?
wrapping paper from 5 years ago in my
I
closet.
don't, because somebody at my house just throws it all around in the spot in the garage. It gets all bent up and messed up. So I've
This
saw
will
it
get bent
once.
up and messed up within 30 seconds of Christmas morning, right?
I know. Well, a lot of them now, my kids have requested gift bags, but some of their stuff can't go in a gift bag. So they're getting wrapped.
And
They're getting wrapped.
recycle the gift bags.
Yeah.
Well,
Till they rip them
my
open.
grandmother was the smartest one.
Uh-huh.
She always, because there were no plastic shopping bags in those days,
Mhm.
she saved all of her little brown paper bags from the grocery
I had a
store.
great aunt that did that.
She did every
Yes.
bit of that, and we all got
Yes.
socks and underwear for Christmas.
We
All the
always got,
grandkids did.
and you got like an orange or some kind of
Always got
fruit.
something.
Yes.
Hers was candy.
Okay. Well,
She
we
was-
got that
she
too.
talked about
Yeah.
a hard candy Christmas.
Mhm.
Oh, well before Dolly Parton had
Mhm.
one.
Mhm.
She had that. She put several
Mhm.
pieces of
Yeah.
hard candy in
Yeah,
the back.
we had that too.
And then she
Yeah.
stapled it together.
Same. Oh my God,
Yes.
this must be a Southern thing.
Hey, Miss
So-
Jennifer's calling.
Oh, yes.
So I mean, yeah.
Hello, Miss Hillbilly.
Hi, cuz.
Well, hi. Hi, all my cousins.
How you?
Y'all,
We fine.
Good.
I was calling a few minutes ago. Y'all were talking about something over my head, oil and gas and all that. And I was going to tell you
That was
that.
over mine too.
I didn't know anything about that, but I can tell you about Christmas lights.
I bet you can.
Oh, let me tell you, Rayford. I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to send them to you.
Okay.
I told
no.
Terry, I said, I found Rayford's downtown. They are putting lights all the way across Broad Street from one side to the
Wow.
other. Yeah. And I said, that's what they keep talking about. They want them to do in downtown Jacksonville. So
They're putting up my lights
they're putting up your lights.
in
I'm
Tennessee.
sorry. In Tennessee.
They stole my lights.
Mm.
They
City,
sure-
did you get into the stash of those in Jacksonville somewhere and take them?
I
Did you
don't-
steal them and take them to Tennessee
I
with you
don't
when you left?
remember ever even seeing those
Oh, my Lord
lights
mercy.
in Jacksonville, more or less where they were.
They were
But
downtown on
anywho,
Court Street, New Bridge Street, and then all the way on New Bridge Street and that other downtown section at the time. There were lights up there like you would not believe. It lit up the area. It was
Funny
it was
story.
beautiful.
when I first moved to Jacksonville, I had been over there a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. And Terry's getting ready to go to work one day, and he said, okay, he said, I need you to run some errands for me. And I said, okay. He said, I need you to go pay the phone bill. And I said, okay. I said, where's the phone company? And he said, downtown. And so help me. I looked at him and I said, baby, I've not seen downtown yet. Where is downtown? I had not seen downtown Jacksonville. I was like, okay.
Not
so
a
this is
problem.
downtown.
Just wait till pave weekend Friday night, and you just follow the traffic.
Right. Well, this wasn't, Court Street wasn't all of that when I moved over there.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't. Yeah. But anyways, they've got all the trees down both sides. They've got lights in all of them. They're
Wow.
doing the little Glen Bruce Park beside of the library that, they got a fountain out there, and they've got putting up the Christmas tree, and they got the Christmas tree in Church Circle, and
Uh-huh.
but they're going from one side to the other with the lights. And I said, when they get it all done, I'll have to come down and do a drive-by, and then I can send it to Rayford, and then he can pass it along. That
Well,
downtown still do put the lights across.
all right, so what's the driving time from here to Kingsport
Legally,
for me? for me,
Yeah,
About 6.5 hours.
that's not bad.
Straight
So-
interstate.
It takes me
Straight
that long to get to
interstate.
the mountains in North Carolina.
So I can get to Kingsport, do my deed in the middle of the night, and get back home before daylight. Is that what you're telling
Yeah.
You need some ninja
Yeah.
partners?
me?
Now, how do you when you go up through North Wilkesboro?
I have no
Go through
idea.
Wilkesboro up
Yes.
to Boone? Is
Yes.
that how you do?
Generally,
Yes.
When you get to Boone, go on through Boone to Mountain City,
Right.
and then turn, and it'll bring you right. So which now, see, I don't know since all the flooding.
yeah.
That's how we used to go way back in the day. But now we don't even see Winston-Salem. They've got that bypass. They've got that new road open.
That's
Before
good.
Yes.
you ever get to
Yeah,
Winston-Salem,
you go around
Yes.
it.
turn out. You keep on going till you get to Whistler, or you go up and you take the Whistler, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So you go from North Carolina to Virginia, and then back down into Tennessee.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Straight interstate.
Wow.
No time at all.
What are you doing for the
Yeah.
next few years?
Next few years,
Yeah.
making wreaths and taking care of my husband.
Well, could you maybe take on a little side job?
Well, I don't know.
Well, the president needs
Is
a
it decorating Christmas?
No, the president needs a spokesperson. He needs a mouthpiece
Press
up there.
secretary?
Wouldn't
I'll
you
do
be
it.
absolutely
Could
perfect?
you just see that southern accent? Well, let me tell y'all what the president's going to do today.
I would.
And about the time that I let a couple, about the time I looked at one of them and told them, "You're as crazy as a house rat,"
Uh-huh.
then that I'll probably get fired.
No, you would probably
But
get
I had
a raise.
fun.
You'd be talked about on every news station. That's
Well,
for sure.
you would be the
I
highlight of the
would have
day.
fun. I'd get all dolled up. I'd let them do, hair and makeup and all that crap. Get out there and just,
New suits.
I'd put on my best. I'd love it. I'd love it. I'd love to tell some of those stupid people up there just exactly.
Well, Jen, I got a question. Do you ship now that you're not
I
here?
do ship.
Okay, I'm about to order a wreath
ship.
from you.
Oh, okay.
I
She
shipped
did-
a wreath to
Oh,
shit.
Pennsylvania yesterday.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm getting ready to ship one to Idaho today.
Okay.
And one to
I
me
went to
soon.
the post office and
Right.
got a quote. And I told that lady, I said, "Honey," I said, "now, unfortunately, because of the thickness of this wreath to Idaho, it's going to be, a little bit more than what you're probably expecting." And I told her how much it was, and she said, "It doesn't matter. I still want it." And I
That's
said, "Well,
right.
yes, ma'am. Thank you very much."
Yep.
Yeah.
And she had been here visiting because I asked her, I said, "Honey, how did you find me?" Because I thought, I don't know this lady. I don't know anybody in Idaho. And she had been here visiting and she said, "I bought a wreath from you at Bloomingdale Baptist Church." And I said, she
Lord have
said, "It
mercy.
had cardinals in it." And I said, "You sure did." And
Really?
that's since I've been up here. It was like 3 shows back.
She stole
And she
our
had been
wreath.
here visiting family. And she said she needed another wreath. And I said, "Well, honey, I'll ship it to you."
There
So
you
I
go.
do ship.
Okay.
I've got
Yes.
an order on the books to ship to
Jacksonville. That's right. She
Yeah.
does.
I just picked out one I want, so
She's
gonna
making a
contact you,
custom wreath
yeah.
for me.
Lord,
she
Lord,
did
Lord.
my Halloween wreath, and
She's
I have
the-
gotten so many
I-
comments
Jennifer-
on that.
when
Jennifer did this
you
one,
put-
2 years ago or something, a year and a half ago. This is a
Yes.
great wreath. It's
Yes.
sitting up. Oh, ain't taking that sucker down.
Kelly, when you put your Halloween pictures on Facebook,
And you saw that
I
wreath right
told
there.
Terry, I said, "Look at this."
Yep.
I said, "She said on the wreath that she got
Mhm.
last year."
Yep. Love that wreath.
Yes.
Love that wreath. So
Thank you
yeah,
very
I'm over
much.
here looking now. I'm gonna order. I think I might order two. One for my daughter, but she'll leave that thing up
Okay.
all year round.
Well, now
But,
I've got so many. I've
Yeah.
not even. But I've got a big show. We can actually go to the convention center at 5 this afternoon and set up in the morning, and then it opens at noon to the
Mhm.
public tomorrow.
Okay.
It's tomorrow and Saturday. So I've got the Coobies that I haven't even put on Facebook.
oh, I need to see because I'm looking at your post now where you listed a couple ones for this weekend show. That's the Christmas
Oh,
connection,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Yes. yes, yes. I've got blues.
Mhm.
I've got Santa Clauses. I got Santa Clauses that the face lights up with
Mhm.
batteries
Oh
inside
my
of it.
gosh.
That's like
I've got
high-tech.
churches. I've got Grinches, Nutcrackers, snowmen, and just whatever. Merry Christmas with little cardinals.
I need some
Merry
photos.
Christmas with rustic.
Mhm.
I will get, as I tell you what,
Mhm.
my lighting is not really, really good.
Okay.
And I don't have a front porch to say here that like I used to over there
Right.
to put a wreath out on the porch, take a picture.
Right.
So when I go to set up, I'm hoping that lighting will be in the convention center. But when I go to set up, I will snap pictures of all of
Perfect.
them.
And then I'm gonna look for
And
it, and I'm
I'll
gonna tell you
let
which
you
one I
know.
want.
All right, honey. Well,
Thanks,
y'all have a
Jennifer.
good day.
You too.
We're just Christmasing up here. I mean, I was singing you a carol, but I'm going to save my voice for Preston.
There you go.
We'll
That
be
would be
watching
great.
for you at the White House.
Man.
You pull some strings. I'll do it. I'll do it.
All
If
right.
not, I'll tell you
I'll
what
do
we'll
it
do.
pro bono for a week.
Here's what we can have you do. Why don't you take a look at some of the issues one day, and I'll play like I'm one of those reporters out there in the audience, and you sit up
Oh
there
Lord.
and you answer my questions. How's that? You'll have to do it off the cuff, so you need to be aware of what's going on, kind of unlike what's going on now, but just become a
Right,
little bit
right.
aware of what's going on
I
politically
think she needs to get
speaking.
her hair done like Jean has hers.
I think she needs to do
Yeah, well,
Irene.
You know, I'll just,
kiss my
can
Miss
I
Lady.
have a big binder with all kinds of notes? And then I
Yes.
can
Even-
combine the two.
Even
And I
black
can
paper.
say, well,
blank paper.
we'll have to circle back to that. You know, I'll pull some gin sake and say, well,
There you
I'll
go.
have to circle back to
Yeah,
that.
kind of like circle the wagons, right? When you're under attack.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Right.
All right. Y'all
Jennifer,
have a good
thank
day.
you.
You too, Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
Have fun. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, I wanted a special wreath made. I wanted one that kind of matches the colors of the outside of my house, burgundy and gold. And so I talked with her, so she's going to make me up a special
Well, she
one.
does amazing.
She
Why don't you
does
get
do
one
it.
to match the color of your eyes?
Who? That's just nothing. Why?
Why not? Wait till Friday night when it's nice and cold and you'll have nice bloodshot eyes at the ball game with the wind blowing, and then we'll get a picture of you. and
No,
you can have
my roof is a dark burgundy, almost brown looking, and my shutters are the creaminess of the house itself.
Yeah.
So gold and burgundy would make a beautiful Christmas wreath. So
All right, I think we got an open line right now.
yeah,
When they get tied up, we're tied up. So it'll ring because
right.
it's got call waiting even, and it's also got line 2 that we can't answer either one of them.
Yes,
So,
exactly. So, and we don't know who's calling.
We don't know who's calling. So,
Yes.
Anyway, Fox News, they call it their decision desk. Have you ever seen their decision desk?
Decision desk.
Yeah, they got some crazy stuff there on Fox News, and other outlets do too. But they call something called their Fox News decision desk.
I never heard of
They say
that.
they're going to project that Republicans will keep their majority in the House of Representatives. I don't think that's major breaking news, but whatever.
Yeah, it pretty
It is
much
for
looks that
people
way. And
That have been thinking that wasn't
Yeah.
going to happen.
Now, and then with the departure of what's his name, your buddy, Mr. Gates, with him leaving.
he's not my buddy. I'm
course,
not a fan.
I don't like that guy.
Of
Never
course, DeSantis is going to appoint another Republican unless he just has a real head trauma event.
Does he appoint, or do they have to have like some kind of runoff
I don't
thing?
think there's an election not to fill a vacancy. You have to check Florida, but I believe that's the way it is. Says he got 8 weeks to do it.
Yes.
But and aren't there a couple of other seats out there that are going to be vacant? Know what's going to
Yes,
happen there?
but from my understanding, they're from a kind of like a Republican-controlled area, district or whatever. So they're not really worried about that, and they'll pick the right person to come back in.
9 races have not been called yet. This has been a week and a day, right? 2 weeks, so a week and 2 days now.
Can you believe it's been that long?
Alaska's at-large district, California's 9th 13th, 21st, and 45th districts.
Mhm.
What's wrong with California? I thought they had all of the stuff in the world going on out there. Couldn't they get something together? I'm confused. Alaska, okay, at large district, I guess they got one that covers the entire state. I did not know there was a state with one like that, but Alaska, it would figure. A lot of Alaska is unoccupied, except for like,
Mhm.
a couple of polar bears here and there. But 4 districts in California. Iowa's first district, Maine's second district. Maine, I mean, you could count those votes in an hour and a half, one at a time, and you only got 2 fingers. Ohio's 9th district and Oregon's 5th district. Okay, so I'm trying to understand why it's taken this long. Somebody explained it to me. Did they have confusion, or was it a last minute effort to change the election? No, I think it's probably ineptness all the way around.
Don't you feel like you've kind of been let down now? I mean, there was so much hype going into this election,
Mhm.
so much division, so much fighting up to the last minute. And then boom, Trump won, is over with. And now you kind of feel like you're lacking
Well,
something.
I still want some protest.
Well, I think
I
that
want
there
the
are.
I
mean,
want the Democrats to
It's
get
a
up
good thing, but
some of them are. A bunch
Oh,
of women protested
blue-
in Washington. No,
blue-
they had
blue-
ball-headed.
No, I'm talking about they had some kind of woman protest up in D.C. this week.
How many showed up, and were they all women?
I think they were.
Well, I mean, they are now,
I
but were
think
they
a couple
always
of
women?
Thousands, yeah.
It just seemed there was so much hype, then all of a sudden, boom, it ended all within a 24-hour period. And you're sitting there going like, I guess you just stayed so hyped up for months and months and months, and then boom, it was over with. And you're
So
like,
what's going on? I don't get it. What do you think Harris is going to I'd say go ahead with the count on the 6th of January?
she has no choice. Just like Pence had no choice. She
don't
got to follow the
know.
Constitution. It's all there. It is what it is.
Okay, so this Saturday, the Women's March will be at Columbus Circle. Let me make sure this wasn't last Saturday. Hold
Are
on.
they going to be wearing hats like they did?
Probably,
the pink
yeah,
hats?
and they're going supposedly.
What are
Then-
the pink? No, I'm
you
not
don't
gonna
want-
ask.
no, we're on
the air,
stop.
I just thought about it, so I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
going to
it's
say
in
it.
the shape of a woman's body part. It's ridiculous.
Dumb.
It's
For Pinky Fair.
stupid.
So then on January the 18th, there will be a People's March on Washington right before the inauguration.
Go right
And
ahead.
It's
I
being
hope it's
hosted
cold.
by
January?
January 18th. It's being
Gonna be
hosted
cold.
by the Women's
Mhm.
March Group, Abortion Access Now, Planned Parenthood, and the ACLU. And the permit application expects 50,000.
So what is the purpose of the march? Well, I mean, what are they saying the
They're
purpose is?
protesting Trump's inauguration.
Okay, and their purpose of protesting it is what?
They don't like Trump.
And the
and they're
purpose
mad
of
that
what
he's
they generally when you protest something, you want some sort of action. What sort of action do they want?
doesn't say. They just want people to know they hate Trump, I guess.
Take out, it's cheaper to take out some billboards. Probably more effective.
Go on The View. Y'all can,
'Cause
they
they're
can
there
all
all the
cry in
time.
their beer
Oh,
on that. I
They
mean,
would love you to have you on the
Mhm.
View. They don't see very well there, but it's okay.
How does that show stay on?
because apparently there are
Because-
some people that watch it.
Only because they're so radical. If
Mhm.
Like
it's
us?
the same reason. No, they're not radical.
No, we're
There's-
not.
It's the same reason that so many vulgar comedians
Mhm.
stay popular
Mhm.
because they're shock. You've heard of shock jocks.
Well, now
That's what the whole purpose is.
that one host of The View's being the reason Kamala did not get elected.
They're blaming everybody.
They're saying she asked that one question. James Carville, he lost his mind, and he went on there. But
Oh, he's crazy anyway.
That
He's
guy
crazy.
he got wacky.
Gotten.
Like,
Did I
what
Just
is
send you
wrong
a
with
picture
him?
of that T-shirt that I got?
no.
Yeah, the one that says, when all else fails, blame everybody else.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Or words to that effect.
But I just think it highlights how out of touch the media, especially in these elites and these bigwigs are, that they were out of touch with the American people. Period.
I've said that for decades. The
Mhm.
pollsters do not poll. They do not poll the people who vote. They poll.
I never got polled.
That's
they
why
poll a certain number of people.
I told you.
The silent majority
Mhm.
is still active.
That's why I told you quietly, not on the air, that I believed that Trump was going to take it by a landslide because I watch, I'm a big YouTuber. I watch all these self-made media outlet channels. They show the rallies. There's like 75,000 to 90,000 watching the Trump rally. The comments are 95% pro-Trump. They do polls on these streams, and Trump was taking each poll by 75% or more. And that's what I kept seeing over a period of time. I was like, there's no way he's going to lose this. He's going to win by a landslide.
Let me throw this grenade at you. Do you think that the attempt on his life where he got nicked by a bullet,
Right.
do you think that had any impact on the voters in Pennsylvania and around the country? Was there a sympathy vote here as well?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think people had already made up their minds.
I think
They're
people have made up.
sick and tired of this economy.
I think the economy is and the border.
Yes.
I think people already knew.
Right.
I do think that.
Yep.
Yep.
I think people are just tired of it. Those were the issues. Kamala spent all her money and then some, which she has to pay back. I don't know how she's going to do that.
Well, I
But
can tell you how she's going to do it.
Well, she's asking the DNC to help her pay for it, and they're saying, we're gonna take some of that money and we're gonna help push these Dems that are, still on the bubble on being elected or whatever. We're gonna spend the money on them. I don't think the DNC, which
Dear
is
Mr. Brown,
go right. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Harris Fight Fund.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump just nominated Matt Gaetz to be his attorney general. This is the same man who remains the subject of an ongoing House Ethics Committee investigation. Even his Republicans allies, somebody needs to do some checking on these news releases they put out. Even his Republicans allies are shocked by this choice, and that speaks volumes. But this follows a disturbing pattern of Trump appointing unqualified people to cabinet positions, like a Fox News personality to be the Secretary of the Department of Defense.
Right.
Donald Trump is making good on his promise to install loyalists who will do his bidding, and that starts with nominating Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General. They will weaponize the DOJ to protect themselves and their allies and them from executing Trump's plans for revenge and retributions. Can we count on you to contribute $50 or whatever feels right for you to support the Harris Fight Fund program to make sure we hold Trump and Gaetz accountable and prevent them from undermining our rights?
Well, first of all, Gaetz has to get confirmed, which I do not think he will.
I'm gonna say it right now. He's not gonna get
How
confirmed.
many people do you think will be contributing to this? Well, I mean, in addition to me, how many other people do you think are going to be contributing to this under the pretext that is going to be for a fight fund, a Harris Fight Fund? How about Harris pay back that $20 million that I owe fund? Nobody's going to contribute to that. Do you think people will put money into this? And how far do you think that money would be used to do anything of the above? And how would they do it?
Well,
come on, people. If you buy these emails, they're not coming from her. We know that.
right.
It's coming from some organization or lack of organization. Let me see what even
Well,
the
let me
email
explain
address
something.
was.
Somebody's campaign finance is not their personal account. It is a committee or a political action committee or a regular committee that goes in and creates these funds for the candidate. She's still responsible in the end, but it is just like Robin's running for county commissioner. Kelly and I can open up a committee, which is a campaign finance account, and bring in donations and then help spend it, and we keep up with the records. Where the candidate does his own, but usually they're very, very small positions locally. So, but she's still responsible, and that money's got to be paid, and ultimately it's going to go back on her. So,
Okay, I just sent an email to the email address that was on that particular email that I got. So I'm
Right.
going to see if it bounces back or what it does. So I'll just let you know.
Right.
And
Something that we have not talked about, and Kelly, I know you know this, and you probably just
we can talk about it after weather if you like.
yeah, we can do that because I know she's ready for this.
Are you ready for it?
I don't
She
know.
doesn't know what it's
Going to California.
Oh, I want to be at that swearing in.
Today's
Yeah.
marine forecast is a courtesy of Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Mental
Yes.
health and domestic abuse often go hand in hand. We read about those issues every week. Too often it happens right here in Onslow County. We read the stories. In North Carolina, I read another one earlier this morning about a homicide. A female is accused. If you're an abused partner in a relationship, whether you're a man or a woman, or you realize that as a partner, you might be actually committing mental abuse, it's definitely time to take some sort of action. I mean, if you know and you feel in your mind that all of this nagging or whatever that you're doing, if you feel it's wrong, that it's having taken its toll on your partner, then it's time. It's time to take some sort of action. When relationships end, too often one of the people in the relationship will have a difficult time dealing with the breakup. That is not the time for confrontation. That's definitely the time to reach out for help. Community Prevention Services is available to offer assistance. They have trained counselors with extensive experience in a wide range of issues from domestic problems, drug abuse, depression, despair, and I'll ask Kelly quickly, how often do all three of those go into to fit together? Drug
Quite
abuse,
frequently.
depression, despair,
Yeah.
domestic problems.
Yep. A lot.
If you feel like you're in a cave with no way out, you might want to give the folks at Community Prevention Services a call. Their number, 910-353-0972. They'll schedule an appointment with you, and it won't take you 6 months to get it. Talk with them, explain your problem, and they'll start working right away to get you in. The number to call, again, 910-353-0972. Community Prevention Services is locally owned and operated right here in Jacksonville. You don't have to drive all over North Carolina. The Marine Outlook, out to 20 nautical miles, double whammy that you should keep my boating friends at home. All of y'all should stay there. No further away than the local creeks and rivers. Small craft advisory is in effect now through late tonight. And then a storm watch is going to be issued. It will go into effect and last through tomorrow night. Winds today, easterly 15 to 20, gusts to 25 this afternoon. That's bad enough. Seas 4 to 6, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy. I say 2 to 3 near shore. People say, okay, I'll get out there. I can handle close to shore. I can catch some fish. You can if you can get out there. The problem with when you've got winds that are gust up to 25, you're going to have an issue getting through the inlet. Okay, that's going to be your first major hurdle. And okay, so maybe you can get into the ocean. It's just going to get rougher because tomorrow, northwesterly winds 25 to 35. Northerly, they're going to switch around. Northerly 30 to 40 in the afternoon. Gust to 55 knots. Seas 6 to 9 feet. 3 to 5 near shore. No, you're not going to get through the inlet. Forget about it. Sounds and rivers, very rough, increasing to extremely rough in the afternoon. And Saturday, northerly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 30, seas 5 to 7, 2 to 3 near shore, sounds and rivers choppy.
Well, I got an alert on my phone that there's a weather storm alert, storm warning alert. I had to click on it, and it's more for offshore, but that's odd.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, rain likely mainly after 3 p.m. Otherwise, cloudy, high of 64. Tonight, rain and thunderstorms, and then fog at some point as well. We just got a whole bunch of things going on. Tonight, low of 49. East winds tonight, 5 to 11 miles an hour with 20-mile-an-hour gusts. That's cold. 100% chance of rain. And we're now expecting 1 to 2 inches. So that's changed. So if you're out driving tonight, for whatever reason, I
Stay
suggest
home.
you don't. But if you
Don't.
have to be very careful.
Right.
Tomorrow, cloudy, then starting off cloudy, and then becoming sunny, a high of only 59. Make sure you dress your children appropriately for school tomorrow because it's going to be cold. Tomorrow's winds will be from the north at 14 to 18 miles an hour with 30-mile-an-hour gusts. That's blustery. That's like a Winnie the Pooh day. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, low of 43. And on Saturday, sunny, high of 66.
I was going to get my leaves up yesterday in the yard, and I saw how
Why
much
were you
wind we were
Just
getting.
wait, the neighbors, they'll blow away.
So I'm thinking mine go out of my yard out
Yeah,
into
they
the
will.
street, the neighbors, and
Yeah.
there'll be less I have to do. But
Yeah.
going back to California, I know this tickles
I'm
you
all
because
about
when I
this.
saw this,
I'm
the
all about
voters of Los Angeles County have spoken.
Tore
They
him
said
down.
enough of
Bing.
District Attorney Gascon.
Gascon.
They're tired of his
Gascon,
pro-criminal
be gone.
extreme policies. Bye-bye.
I think one of the turning points was for that trans girl that killed that person, and then and then they changed it.
Yep.
I think that was there's a lot, but
There's,
was suing him.
that's
I
the
mean,
coup de
this,
grace.
yes, I think that was
all
like
that
the
was.
final thing.
Well, look at those big robberies that were
Mhm.
happening in LA where the people were going into shops and
Mhm.
just
Smash and grab.
smash and grab and getting away with
And
it.
they would
weren't
not
prosecuting them.
They
prosecute
would not
them
prosecute.
because
Yeah,
nobody got hurt.
I have a friend that lives out there, and they were telling me that it was so bad that you'd have to. They were beginning to think you could kill somebody and not get prosecuted.
Well, you could in some
citizens were
cases,
ticked,
unless you were that store owner and they came in and smashed your stuff,
and then they would get you.
and you opened fire on them,
Mhm.
then you're going to get arrested for it.
Yeah, then the store
Yeah.
owner
Where's
gets-
your defense on that?
Yeah,
My
Exactly.
defense is he had a hammer.
yeah,
That's a
I
deadly
agree.
weapon.
I
I say
agree.
he held it up at me or something.
Well,
Heck yeah.
And the other thing in California that has not made as much news, but it's still, it's huge. The mayor of San Francisco, she got booted her butt out too. For her, San Francisco's had a mess as well. And a guy that's not really, he's the heir to Levi Strauss, and he's not really had any, political experience. He beat her by 34,000 votes because he said, I'm going to come in because San Francisco has had a lot of businesses just pull out of downtown. They've got an open air fentanyl market going on down there, homeless in the streets. And he listed things he's going to do. He's moderate. She was like extreme, and he's just considered a moderate.
Well, you know what Gascon's latest thing is now, what he's trying to do before he leaves office? The Melendez brothers.
Yes.
He's trying to
yeah.
recruit their sentence like, yeah, you've done your time. You're done and out. This new DA stepping in, Nathan Hotchman.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like, wait
Yeah.
a minute. He said,
Mhm.
I'm going to make that decision, but I'm going to review every bit of the evidence. He says, you think because a Netflix movie comes out and that people have sympathy for these boys or these men now? He says, we're not going to adjust their sentence based on that. So already.
Well, I knew
It's taken
Gascon was
over.
going to try
Yes.
to absolutely get them, I don't know, released. I guess
Released,
release would be the
yes.
word I would use.
Because they were supposed to, I believe it was life for life. And now
Yeah,
they're
they
trying
had
to
life. Yeah.
reduce the sentence because they're bringing in all the sexual abuse that they went through. But yeah, Gascon was like, hey, we're going to let him out. Time served. And Mr. Hotchman says, not so fast. Not so fast.
You blunt instruments killing people, being
Yes.
used to kill people and all
Yes.
that. There's a study that was done by a law firm.
Oh, that's Miss Laura. Miss Laura's calling.
that were used to kill people. And the study was from a few years ago. And they did an FBI, took the FBI report. They did an extensive study. Laura, hang in there for just a second. Of all of the murders that were committed in the year 2019, which is the information they had at the time, hands, fists, and feet were used twice as much as assault weapons as rifles in general.
Oh,
I
More
believe that.
people were
Mhm.
murdered with other people's hands,
wow.
fists, and feet
Mhm.
than were committed with all of the rifles.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
that
hear
were
about
used to-
that though.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So this law firm, which surprised me, a law firm took it on because they had an idea. They thought they could help get rid of assault weapons. And it turns out that assault weapons are some of the least likely weapons to commit murder. So anyway,
I bet they shut that down.
that no, because it got almost no publicity. Of course,
That's what I'm saying.
The
Like, they don't
mainstream
want
media,
nobody to know it. Yeah.
no. But
Yeah.
it's there. It's available for anybody to pop it up, take a look at it. Hey, Laura, how are you?
Hey, Laura.
Hey, great. How are you?
Oh, we're kicking butt, taking names, and burying the bodies of the people that make us really mad.
That's exactly what we're doing.
So, how's it going?
It's going good. I am totally tickled over our landslide win.
Yes.
You won something at the landfall,
that
or was it at the landfill?
was some win. That was some win.
It was interesting, and you know what? And if you had listened to us and paid any attention to us carefully, you would have figured out for the last about 3 weeks or
Excuse
so.
me.
I had zero doubt what the end result was going to be. I had zero doubt, and nobody was listening because it mirrored 2016, and even the night of the when they were counting the ballots, it mirrored 2016 when she took a powder just like Hillary did in 2016 at the same time and sent the dude out to say she would be not talking tonight, she'd be talking tomorrow morning. Hillary did exactly the same thing in 2016, 8 years earlier, almost to the minute.
She had to get sober.
She had to get out of Dodge very quickly.
Sitting there watching those results come in, take another drink. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I
had
that.
Every time someone would come up to me within the week or two before election, they would say, "Oh, I'm so nervous." I'm like, "Don't be nervous. He's got this in the bag. It's gonna be a landslide. Don't worry." So I actually fell asleep. I went to sleep because I knew. I was like, "He's got it."
Well, Lee and I, we were sitting right here until 2:00. We stayed hot until 2:00 up, and we had a couple of people. We had 4 or 5 different people calling us, talking with us about it. So that was interesting. They didn't even know we were going to be out here active and hot, but we were having fun.
Great. Yeah.
Never talked so much in my life. 6-7 hours.
It made all the work. It made all the work worth it.
Yeah. So, what you got on your mind this morning?
I'm just reveling in our win.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
We're going to go to the inauguration.
Are you?
Good for you.
You're going to be one of them women up there protesting, wearing a blue bracelet. Is that right?
Yeah.
And a pink hat?
No. So, my son turns 10. His birthday is inauguration day.
Oh, interesting.
What a great gift.
So every 4 years he has a birthday and a president is getting inaugurated. So 4 years ago, it was miserable.
Did you get tickets or are you going to just be outside?
Well, I've requested tickets, but tickets are usually limited to like a few. And I have 11 people in my family that want to go see the inauguration. So we'll probably just be outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Laura, I want to ask you something. So I've been hearing through the grapevine that you have thrown your name in the hat to run for Onslow County GOP chairman come next March at the convention. Yes.
That is correct.
Well, there you go.
Are you, did you do this when you were having a moment of depression or something, or elation, or it is like, I need somebody to beat me and nobody will, so I will file to run for this position?
I will tell you that Laura, that was the one person that I constantly saw and heard from during this election period. Laura was out there constantly working.
Yeah, is that right?
So,
cool.
Good for you, Laura.
Good for you. Regardless of what party you're on, I'd like to see people out there working. If you got a position, fill it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Well, I really enjoy it. Like I enjoy it. And I've been involved with the GOP for about 5 years, and I've had attacks from all angles. So I'm pretty. I have a pretty thick skin. I'm not worried about that.
Oh, okay, good.
She's a Jersey girl.
A Jersey girl?
She's a Jersey
You
girl.
from New Jersey?
No,
New York.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Long Island.
Long Island. She's a Long Island
Do
girl.
they really say Long Island up there?
Sorry, I got it
one
mixed
says
up
that.
with
Yeah, it's
The
all,
guy that said he's going to run for chairman that wears a shirt that's spelled wrong. That was so funny.
Boy.
Anyway, so
well, chairman.
Well-
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to give you a test. Chairman is a kind of a difficult word to spell. How do you spell it?
CHAIRMAN.
No. How do you spell it?
CHAIRMAN.
Lee, how do you spell it?
CHAIRWOMAN.
So all three of you
Yes.
are wrong. So we got 3 Republicans out of 3 Republicans, and all 3 of you are wrong.
All right.
Because
So
you don't pay any attention to what the question was.
What?
Chairman is a difficult word to spell. How do you spell it?
Oh, geez, Ray.
you know, you have to stop.
So
that.
lame with that
Y'all
nonsense.
need
You
to
have to
pay
pay
Rachel
attention.
is so lame with that.
You've got to understand people will ask you questions and you need to pay attention.
That's true.
You won't make that mistake
It's
again.
always
will you?
Because the
Context,
focus
Rayford.
was on chairman, and
Mhm.
then you made it something else.
Yep, this is Rayford being Rayford.
Yeah, that was a trick question.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
You know what, Lee?
yes.
You know what I'd like to see for the first time ever?
What's that?
I'd like to see a debate for chairman.
Oh, wow.
Oh my Lord,
That would be
Can I ask the questions?
good.
I'm neither, so could I ask the
Oh.
questions?
You should come
That's
in here.
true.
Let
You're
us do it.
independent.
Let us do it. Hmm.
We could bring how many people want to be chairman? Do you know yet?
I mean, we haven't, the filing hasn't officially been opened yet, but 2 people have announced their desire to
Got
run.
it. So, how many do you think there will be?
Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Mhm.
It's really hard to say.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's not too many, it might be interesting to have, like if it's 2, have both of you and whoever in here at the same time. We'll conduct the interviews.
You will do the debate.
Not a problem. We can have a one-on-one with you.
Right.
And since I'm
That'd be fun.
unaffiliated, I think I am the most qualified.
Oh no, let me do it.
Oh no, you
Please let me do it.
you've got issues.
Please let me do it. Please.
You've got issues, and Kelly would over there.
Then you better tell me not to come in that
You
morning.
would have to be over there on the couch, and Kelly would be having to ask you questions.
No, don't let,
You know-
let Kelly and I do it.
You know what? Honestly,
Oh.
my campaign message is very simple. It's I did the work. I did the work.
And that brings up a fact is where were other people? And if you had desires to maybe take over leadership of the party one day, why weren't you out working this past election?
Mhm.
Where were you at the
Yeah.
polls?
Hmm.
Where were you putting
Yeah.
out signs and picking them up?
And speaking of that, are all the signs up yet?
All the Republican
Ours-
signs are up within a
ours
couple
are.
days. There's still some
Yeah.
Democratic signs out, but see,
Yeah.
the Republican Party has a special committee that every
Understand.
year
So,
picks them up.
what is the date? Is a certain date?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Okay, so what I thought. I
Tomorrow.
knew it soon.
After that, they'll take them and dump them in the dumpster.
So,
So I read
they can find you, yes, but
Yeah.
After that,
never known you to do
anything
that.
is out there is free for me to pick up and take and use for my own particular
I
purposes.
still would not touch them
Why?
because
They're
You know what?
they're trash at that point in time, aren't they?
true, but I'd wait till the city picked them up, then get it from them. You just
don't
go
wanna
down to
have-
their dumpster and get them out of the dumpster.
That's too much work. I'd have more fun picking them up alongside the road.
The thing is that when you, like Lee, you were saying, if you have a desire to be in party leadership or you want to
Right.
see changes, you can't change things from without. You have to stay within.
That's right.
That's what makes changes.
That's right. That's
All
right.
That's it.
So you will agree to a debate with me asking questions?
I'd agree to a debate with anybody asking questions. I love the debate.
Well, I'm not
I'm gonna help her.
anybody.
I'm gonna write them up. You won't let me talk, but I can write some up.
You can send me questions, but I don't have to ask them. I'll ask my
He
questions. I'll
will.
do it my
He
way.
will,
You know?
Laura.
Some people call it an interview. Other people call it an interrogation. but,
Interrogation.
whatever. Same
my
thing.
my idea was to maybe send out an email to the body of the GOP and get suggestions for questions from them.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah, we
That's the
have
question.
debates with elected people candidates. Why
We do.
can't we have one
I
with the
think it's a
GOP?
great idea.
I think it's
Yeah.
a fabulous idea.
And you know, maybe if the Democrat Party wants to do the same thing, that would be wonderful there. I could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can start a thing.
And then
Right.
after the individual the Democrats and the Republicans each pick their candidate, then we'll have a debate between those two candidates, kind of like a.
Well, I will mention that any Republican that's registered Republican in the county of Onslow has the right to come to the convention and vote.
Okay.
So this affects all Republicans registered in the county.
Okay.
When you're talking about new leadership for the local
How
party
long do I have to be registered as a Republican?
by January 31st.
Okay.
That's
So
right.
if I do it by January
And then-
31st, and then as soon as that's over with, I can change back.
Of course.
Okay. Just
And then
checking.
immediately following that, we'll be electing new party leadership in the 3rd district.
That's
and
right.
then after that, the state.
That's right.
So if I change by the 31st, I could actually run for party chair as well.
Yes, you can.
Hmm.
Sure. But you'll be running against me.
Hmm. Do you have a co-chair
And then-
position?
Yeah, there's
It's filled. I
chair,
have it filled.
first vice chair, second vice chair.
Are they selected or elected?
You can run as communications director. Well, that's actually an appointed position.
Okay.
Laura
y'all
get in
need
there
to-
and then she can appoint you.
Y'all need to appoint me. I could have fun.
We have a nice, a really great group of people that want to run for all of the officers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Well, good.
Really good.
I really would like to see the Democrats get up and do something, because there were not enough people running for office this time to fill all of the open seats.
Yeah.
That's just not the way the two-party system should be run. I mean, this takes me back to the 19 there were 3 Republicans in Onslow County, I think. WDC Jarman, and WDC Jarman. But, you know, all of the elections were decided at the primary.
Mm-hmm.
We knew after the primary who was going to be in office. So it was one
Right.
and done then. I like to see a good battle all the way through. We get better representation when there is.
I'm just happy to see that most of the infighting has stopped now and
No,
things
it
are getting
hasn't.
back
Not
to
if I can
normal.
help it.
Yeah.
Agitator.
Yeah. All right. Well, Laura, you know, good luck with that. And,
Keep us posted.
Keep us posted, and we'll send out a formal offer for interviews.
That's right.
If
We
you want to
will.
call it that.
Yes.
I'll call it a debate, but it will be sort of an
That'll
interview.
be interesting. We should do that.
We could have a good time in
I
here.
think so.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
good.
hold
All
up
right.
signs.
Thank you.
Bye, Laura.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
While Laura was talking,
What
of
do we have
course,
from
I
public safety?
I had just gotten a phone call from the Jacksonville Police Department, which scared the heck out of me. But that is Chris Marks calling. All right, just to put it out there, that young man that has been missing, Jacksonville Police has put out additional
Yeah.
text saying that they're still looking for
okay.
him. And he's a missing endangered adult male, Derico Sanders, 33 years old, light brown male. I imagine they meant light skin.
Yes.
Brown male, last seen near Meadow Gates Apartments off of Western. He has some intellectual disabilities. He was last seen wearing a black jacket, gray shirt underneath gray sweatpants.
If you have seen this
Right.
gentleman in the area, he may be wandering. Okay.
Yes.
And if you
It's
see
been
him
a
out there, pay
week,
attention. He may be soliciting on the street corners. You never know. He may be. Obviously, he's in need of assistance. So
He's also in need of his medicine because
That's the
I
other
understand
thing.
that he has seizures and that he
Oh.
takes medication to deal with that. So,
well,
yeah, last seen off the Western Boulevard area. So
I'm
please,
sure
please,
the
if
hospitals have been checked.
you've seen, if you know anything, or if you may have seen him 4 or 5 days ago walking down the
Whatever.
street, please call. Any and all information is great.
Yeah, if you don't remember whatever number to call 911.
That's right.
They know who he is, and they'll get you to the right people. Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm good. How's everybody in the studio this morning?
We're good.
Well, I wish I was good.
What do you mean you wish you were good?
Well,
you are good.
I try to be good, but when I have to try to be good, that's a problem, right? That's kind of like trying to be honest. I'm trying to be honest. How many politicians have said that? I've heard a lot.
Well, all have said it. Very few have done it, but all have.
When are you going to run for
uh,
public office? I need somebody I can actually get behind and support publicly.
We'll see what the next upcoming election does. We'll
Okay.
see. I'm going to clear my plate of a few charities that I'm
understand.
on. But
And speaking of which,
I'll be looking forward to tomorrow. But we are at the quarter point of getting wreaths for the
Oh,
veterans.
yes.
Well, I just purchased
Yeah.
3, one for my father-in-law's grave and then 2 additional. So I did that this morning. I finally got
Oh,
I got
Well,
through.
thank you,
Yep.
Kelly.
So
thank you. I did an hour and 15-minute Zoom call with another member of the team from National yesterday, and look forward. Lee,
Yes.
the lady, one of the top ones.
Yes.
Good job, because
For
she'll be
those-
calling in tomorrow.
For those curious,
That's Amy,
Amy Karan, she is the National Communications Director for Reese Across America.
okay, good.
She will be calling in 10 while you're here, Chris.
Wonderful. Looking for it. But I was actually calling on a different subject, since you're going to give me some time tomorrow. And thank you again for everything you all are doing, including the donation.
It's kind of special.
It is.
It is special, and the post that is on yours and Lee's websites is just awesome. Just awesome, and I will steal it.
Well, Lee,
I'm not
Lee,
sorry.
Lee
Yeah,
does a
Follow
good
please
it.
job
share
of
it. Please share it. I try to put every bit of the information on there. Like the cutoff date for purchases is December 3rd. And the National Wreath Laying Day is December 14th, if I remember that correctly. I do not know what the plans are for the local cemetery. I'm sure that they will have some type of program. So as soon as they post what time it starts, we'll get the word out.
well, how do we get our wreaths?
Yeah.
They come in by truck, they're unloaded, and then they're put out there the morning of. So when you come out there, you can go ahead, since you bought one specifically for your father-in-law,
Mhm.
and pick that up. And usually the way they do it is those that have wreaths that are specified for certain graves are allowed to pick theirs up and go place them first before they allow the public to come in and do
Right.
it. So
But I mean, what I'm saying to you, Chris's group is doing wreaths, and I think that other group might be. Who knows? Are they all going to be in one big giant pile?
yes, they all
Okay,
come
that's
to
what I wanted to know.
they all
Okay.
go out together on the truck and come in
Yeah.
Got it.
together.
Okay.
Yes, and it was interesting. I'm going to tell that story tomorrow if I can.
Right.
There's so many information that Jeffrey Price with them shared yesterday. It's very, very interesting, and I think the national lady will probably hopefully cover some of the other things on it. But I want to mention something interesting, because Laura was just on, and the gentleman who misprinted on his shirt, he was speaking to the Board of Education.
Yes.
One downfall he may have is threatening the Board of Education.
Oh,
From
really?
the Republican Party. It was a threat. Yeah. It basically said that if he is and he said chairman, but I would like to talk about that real quick. So, in all fairness to the ladies, women, men, whatever,
There,
because I'm
yeah.
a chair on those committees. We're called chairpersons. So that's
Right.
the next person coming in, man or woman. You're a chairperson, but you just food for thought, Madam Chair, or man,
Sir Chair.
this food for
Yeah.
her chair, his chair. But it's a good. But he actually told the Board of Education that as the hopeful leader of the local Republican Party, that they will be tracking what the board does, and will at that point they will decide whether they're going to back.
It's not up to
Well, I understand it, but,
Right.
but just basically saying that he was going to do that.
the only responsibility
Wait, what
that
is he
the
going to do?
It's going to track whatever the actions are taken by the
he
board.
thinks if
of
he wins
Education.
as chairman,
Uh-huh.
that he's more or less threatening the Board of Education people that I will be tracking and watching what you do and all that.
The
okay.
Republicans.
The only thing the Republican Party is responsible for, and you're talking about the Board of Education, is encouraging Republicans to run for elected office within the Board of Education, helping them to get in there, and boom, your job is done.
They're not
Go
running
away.
the show. I mean,
That's
I
right.
think we have so many misguided people in the Republican Party here who think that they are above everybody else and they are the only ones that know. This is not, a dictatorship here. Like, and
who are you? You're the chairman of the Republican Party. You don't have the right to go tell the commissioners or the elected officials with the Board of Education.
but
That's
also,
not your right.
but not only that, let's be real clear about this. The Board of Education members are not only there to represent Republicans
That's
and some of their
right.
crazy ideals, because
That's
some of them
right.
some of their things Republican Party wants, in my opinion, are ridiculous. They're there to represent every student.
That's right.
I think the Board of Education should be nonpartisan. Personally,
Right.
that's how I
Well,
feel.
it was that way for many, many, many years, and then we got the law passed, which I regret doing that now. But to make it different,
So it's your
but
fault.
It is Lee's fault.
I was not solely, but anyway.
I'm sure that I'm sure they have many viewers of the board meetings, as do the commissioners, and looking forward to being in front of the board of commissioners to talk about wreaths on their upcoming meeting.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Rob. I talked to Robin, and he was very kind to say, yes, great idea. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice. There's no politics involved in that. It's just a chance to, hey, put it out there. If you'd like to buy a wreath, come out and support our veterans.
Sure.
Because most of your elected officials are veterans.
Yeah. How many of those tombstones out there in Veteran Cemetery have a D or an R beside their names?
Not near one.
Oh, okay. I'm
Near
just checking.
one.
I'm just checking to be sure.
Not a one. They have their rank and their time on this earth,
Mhm.
and maybe a nice message, like I'm sure. I mean, my dad does. God rest his soul. And Lee's father, God rest his soul. They both have them on there. Yeah, no D's, no R's. They're Americans.
Yep.
That's
And
right.
it.
Bottom line.
Simple as that. They're
That's right.
Americans. And today on my Facebook page is Daryl Worley. Have you forgotten? In keeping with what I promised I was going to do every day, there's going to be a song reminding people not to forget our veterans
Right.
who have passed.
Yeah.
But anyway, enjoyed Rayford Goodwin again.
What
How
did I
do you
do this
spell
time?
How do you spell it?
Oh,
I'm
good
sorry,
Lord.
ladies. Ladies, it was a quick one.
Okay, first of all, if you were running
nonsense.
for a position like that and you had a T-shirt made and the word was spelled wrong, would you wear it?
Did he notice it was spelled wrong?
Yeah.
I
yeah, it
would
was on- it was-
think.
No,
It
I've
was on
seen
the
the.
meeting.
I
I mean,
had someone.
did the
No, did the
said
wearer
shirt
notice
know
it was spelled wrong?
No,
Well, that concerns me even more then.
Where's your attention to detail?
God bless him.
But when you order, here's the biggest thing about when you order T-shirts, you have to proof and approve. Like, did someone just hit I approve and not check it?
Have you not seen some of the DOT folks?
Oh, I laugh at that.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a whole
Signs.
website
Have
on
you
it.
seen
Yeah.
what
Oh,
was
yes.
it? Stop SOPT or
Uh-huh.
SOTP
It
or
is sad.
things
Stay
like
in school.
I
folks.
just
Yeah.
saw one the other day.
Yeah.
It was a TikTok, and the guy goes, "Well, good job with the painting, but you misspelled it wrong." It was just, oh my gosh.
Of course, that worked with my dad's company. He was the bookkeeper. He did all the sort of good
Right.
stuff in there, right? He was a retired banker. He retired because he got held up, and he said, "I'm not going to face another gun." That was over at the New River Shopping Center in the 50s.
I don't blame
So,
him.
or early 60s, I forgot which. But anyway, he said, "You know what? If you can't spell a word but one way, you're not worth much. I can spell any word several ways."
Yeah, true.
So
True.
he did it as a joke, but
True.
he was not the greatest speller on the earth, is what he was trying to say. But he was in a position he didn't need to be. His main things were 5s, 6s, 9s, and when they came up in the plus column instead of the negative column, that's what he was there for.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'd always be looking for. Those numbers in black.
Might not be able to spell plus, but he could certainly
Yes.
add and subtract.
Right.
So,
I look I look forward to being with you folks tomorrow, Kelly.
Okay.
I will not bring any peanut butter.
I won't be
sugar
here,
cookies
so
in
you
there.
She
do what
will
you
not
got to
be
do.
here.
I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be out of town.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well,
Bring whatever you want.
I'll leave you.
Yeah.
I'll leave you a goodie bag of some extra cookies, and whether they are there when you get back on Monday,
I'm sure they
that's
won't
up to
be.
the other
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. But I appreciate the sentiment.
Okay.
I didn't hear that. Did you hear that,
Hear
Redford,
what?
about extra? No, that's
Yeah.
right.
I will.
Okay.
I don't
It's
know
all,
what
it's
you-
all good,
All right,
Chris.
it's-
I'm cool with that.
Mhm. See you tomorrow,
We'll see you.
Chris.
I got some
Thank you
for
chocolate
everything
chip
again.
cookies up there I did last night. If
Yeah.
you want a cookie, there are no peanuts, no nuts of any kind in them.
Okay.
Chocolate chips. How's that?
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Hey,
Got it.
Okay.
see y'all in the
Okay.
morning.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Bye bye.
That's Chris
right.
Marks.
Yeah, he's
Fine guy. I
working
wonder what he would-
really,
I wonder
really
what he wants
hard.
to run for. I'm pretty good for that. We got time. We got about 2 minutes or a little bit less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, whoever's calling needs to hang up and call back again because it went to the second line, so
Mhm.
it didn't quite break
Oh,
the first line yet. So.
Okay, yeah, the first line didn't clear up. I was getting ready to punch up
Yeah.
the first line. So if you're the one calling, hang it
I
up.
think I know who's
Yeah.
calling.
It's-
Yeah.
We'll
It's
be able to
not-
get to
yeah.
those calls
We can't answer that.
sometime this month.
When Rayford gets the right part in.
Yeah, it's
Eventually.
due to arrive on the via
I hear ya.
USPS on the 18th. I'm tracking it.
I hear you.
I ordered it. Was it day before yesterday? Yeah, day
Yes,
before yesterday.
it
The other one has
was.
been shipped and it's en route back. I got
Mhm.
shipping confirmation. It is en route. The other one has been shipped coming this here away.
Mhm.
Let's pray it's the right one.
So anyway, hopefully it will. This one had pictures of it. The other one,
And just
I
so
just didn't
people
read
know
everything.
that our phone is blocking anybody that calls with a restricted number.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys,
So-
if you want to
Because
do
we've had
that,
some wackies lately
we-
off the air, not
that
on
we
the
want-
air.
not that
but
we're going to go out
after.
there and tell who you are or
No, no,
anything
no.
about you, but we like to know. So, you know what? If there's,
Yeah,
if there's
it's-
stuff
We've
out
had some
there-
calls that occurred after we got off the air on that line.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So,
God!
so we've had to. It got ridiculous. So we just.
So if you're going to call,
yeah,
you're going to have to
have a
unblock your
caller
number.
ID. Yeah, or because it's
Up there in Washington,
crazy.
North Carolina, what some people around here call Little Washington,
Yes.
a Beaufort County woman. She's going to spend the next 20 to 25 years
Oh, do tell.
for second-degree murder. She
Ooh.
killed her husband.
Oh,
Well, that'll get you
divorce is
locked up.
easier. Just saying, lady. Just saying.
He was
Mhm.
shot at their home up in Beaufort County, Mimosa Shore Road, back in 2020.
Mhm.
3-week trial. She claimed she acted in self-defense and that her husband was highly intoxicated at the
Mhm.
time. She testified that she shot her husband once in the upper chest in their kitchen.
Mm.
The district attorney says they presented evidence that the victim had inherited his parents' estate just before he died and that he asked his wife for a divorce a few days before he was murdered.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
They'd
don't
been
know.
married for 20 years.
Mhm.
All sorts of different circumstances when the truth comes out, isn't there?
Money changes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that it wasn't self-defense, but I guess the circumstances presented to a jury
It
said,
looks different,
nah,
yeah.
second degree.
Yeah.
So,
Been a lot of that. I tell you, I told you about the new court case I'm watching right now. It's pretty bad, but people are crazy. They're crazy, Rayford, Kelly. They're crazy.
What court case you watching now?
The one where the woman killed her 13-month-old child.
Oh, heck no.
well, that's
she-
just guilty already. I mean, give me a self-defense.
No,
What?
she's
Maybe it's
claiming
trying too
reason,
hard, too much.
Not guilty by reason of insanity. And
Well-
I'm almost believing that now because I've been watching this.
You mean she's crazy as a bed bug?
She was involved with some people that are cult.
Oh, those cult people are.
That does not
they-
mean she is not guilty.
No,
Did she
well,
know
no.
right from wrong?
I'm beginning to
Did she
think
try?
not.
Did
Look,
she try to hide it?
she has no, she didn't. She just it's a long story. It's a lot of things
Uh-huh.
involved in it, but I'm almost believing that she is insane.
Yeah. Well, there's a
Well,
lot
I
of
tell
that.
you what, I've
A lot of
done.
that going around.
I'm working with a client that had been involved in a cult,
You know, there's a
and there's
piano.
those people
I like
are
pianos,
brainwashed.
right? I
love
like
piano.
piano who play, like good people who play piano. One of my favorites was Floyd Kramer.
Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's a song here that he played. Put your headphones on for just a second.
All right, 'cause I gotta go look.
How do you get anything anything that sounds any better than that.
No.
My grandfather used to listen to him a
Floyd
lot.
Kramer, and
when I
that
was
was
growing up.
Morning is Broken
I
from
gave my piano away.
1972. I got one from 1888 up there.
Really?
I got to
Yeah.
bring my piano
Yeah.
from
I had a
mom's.
huge one. I gave it away to a
All right,
young
tomorrow
girl.
morning we got Chris Marks and
Yes.
Amy Caron.
Yeah. Yep.
She'll be in here. Goodbye, Kelly.
Yes.
She's running.
Yeah.
She's got to go to work.
We're going to talk about Reeds Across America
Reeds
and how
Across America.
important it is to cover the grave
And
sites.
whatever else we got. And for you folks who are trying to
Right.
call in from time to time, please, 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 if there's somebody, you got to understand we may have somebody on hold getting ready to go on.
That's right.
And
And
if
it
you
blocks
call
it.
up during that time,
Mhm.
you're just going to get a ring, 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 ring.
That's right.
Sorry, that's just the way it is. When we get the other phone line operational, the line's operational, but we can't answer it. So it's too bad. So it'll be up and operating hopefully by Tuesday. So the device should arrive on Monday. And with any luck at all, since I don't have a bunch of other crap to deal with, hopefully, I'll
Wow.
install that sucker. Once I get off and crawl under the floor, under the desk again.
Is
Oh,
anybody
Lord have mercy.
missing their head? Just a news report right here
What?
from Miami Beach where a head was found Tuesday morning around 8:30 a.m. by a worker raking the Miami Beach.
How big?
Washed up on shore. It's a head. Head was human.
I know, but how big? Oh, man, boy, child?
Did not go into detail. I just saw that come in. I was like, what?
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
All right. We will see you tomorrow morning. Chris Marks will be in here, and we're talking about Reese Across America and whatever else we decide to come up with, which
Yeah.
will no doubt be a lot.
And don't forget to buy your tickets for the ball
I
game.
saw your note. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go buy them right now so I don't
Okay.
wait until the last minute.
All right.
I'm feeling all right. I'll get there. We'll be talking ball game tomorrow night as well. We will see you
Yes.
tomorrow morning, bright and
Right.
early and windy. You're live and local real talk, where we are always awake and never, ever woke. Have a good day. Stay warm.